You're right, man. You're muted.
Well, can you hear me now?
Yep.
I'm saying I'll just wait 5 minutes to see if anybody's coming back that wants to catch up from the previous one. This is the chap. This is one of the chaps, one of the very criminals. One of the very criminals who, involves my children, makes derogatory comments, derogatory videos. I spoke to him in private. He says he was an honourable man. He lied, used it. I knew he would do it anyway. But at the end of that conversation says, take care of your kids and stuff when you want to see it happening. He's a fucking sneaky little prick. I hope Timmy Osmond gets doxed, right? That is one criminal little muppet who deserves to be doxed. And Timmy, you come and see me, son, because I would never tire of bitch slapping you everywhere. I would keep you as my pet, wee man, right? You come running over here because you're desperate for attention, because you've got nothing to say. There's a line of sight. My eyes sees a curves. My eyes sees a curves. The TV shows me curves, therefore it's a ball. I know you don't believe that. That just shows that you're a criminal little prick, right? And I hope you get everything you deserve, wee man, right? You deserve to suffer, you little prick. That's all you've got. That's your power. That's the muscle you have, Timmy, or whatever your fucking name is. Oh, I can snipe a hangout for 5 minutes and act like I'm a celebrity because I've got some people who are listening to me, because everybody knows you're a fucking crackpot and nobody's interested in anything you've got to say. You're a sad, pathetic little weasel, probably sitting in front of a PlayStation, hanging off of your mummy's apron strings, right? Buggered by sweaty old men, had your bollocks chopped off and buggered your whole life because you're a fucking loser. Fucking wee snake.
There's people in chat still wondering what happened. Just to clear up for anybody that doesn't already know.
I'll tell them. This is a government lick spittle, right? There is absolutely nothing to hide. The Earth's a globe. It's blatantly obvious. It's self-evident. Yeah, a couple of hundred crackpots on YouTube are such a threat that we need to get Timmy Boy in to snipe the hangouts. I mean, he's not even got the fucking brains to realise that it's real people who are watching now. This isn't some drama show over in this neck of the woods. There's real people watching that can see exactly what you are, lick spittle. And I hope your time comes. I will rejoice when your time comes, whoever your name, whatever it is. Right? Eventually, you will be doxed. Somebody will know who you are, you wee freak. So, the lick spittle has had his 5 minutes of attention. Again, let's just make them irrelevant. I hope everybody muted, because he comes out with the same bollocks. Look at the sky. Look up into the sky. I sees circles. I believe in the tin can floating about in space, going from extreme temperature to extreme temperature for nearly 20 years. And they have spacewalks and nothing ever goes wrong because they're superhumans. Yay, NASA! What a moron. Now, this guy, it just shows you how little hands-on a practical experience an absolute tool that has ever had, right? To think that metal and wires and all these components are up there, going at 17,500 miles an hour, from extreme heat to extreme cold to extreme heat to extreme cold. And every mission, every spacewalk, not a problem, everything's cushy. Cuckoo. That is a man who doesn't base anything in reality, right? That doesn't have any critical thought whatsoever. He's a disciple for a religious institution who is sent out as a foot soldier, and that's what he is, right? If we get the links out and he comes back in again, turn the volume down. Don't give him the attention. He's made videos about me recently. I'm not interested in his fucking videos. He's a waste of space. Doesn't deserve any attention. He's not big enough or intelligent enough to have any of my attention. Right? No attention he's getting is because he comes and makes himself a pain in the ass, like an uninvited guest, a rat, vermin. So I don't even know where I was when I get cut off. Are you still there, Marshall? Right?
Oh yeah.
You know where I was?
We were waiting on links, dude, and Martin was waiting to come in. So obviously one of the links was Mr. Osman.
Well, people, we can't help, because Mr. Osman and the rest of the lick spittle make so many accounts. They're devious little fuckers. They just make so many accounts. So when we're getting a request, they can seem genuine, then they can come in and do it. I'm not interested in putting any measures in place to stop these guys from coming in and doing it, because it plays into my hands. Because every time they do it, it just adds weight, right? And shows them for the criminal shit that they're up to. Sandman, they are pathetic. You're right, Sandman. I've seen your 20 questions, by the way, if that's you. Very good. Enjoyed it. hopefully we can get a wee montage of the 20 questions that I can put up here on the channel. Once there's a few people who have taken part in it. Timmy the tranny. Probably because he's had his balls chopped off and his spine removed. Probably in a wheelchair or something. Or maybe his wee buddy for the street interview. He supports him. His wee staged picket sign. They really are pathetic, these people. I don't even have pity for them. They're beyond pitying. Spurs Chemo, so much for hitting the big channels, Tim. You're a loser, man. Why ruin the show because of your tantrums, you big baby? It's because it's a threat, that's why. It's because what I'm saying is a threat. The message that I'm pushing is a threat. And fucking lick spittle like Timmy. Timmy might not be clever enough to know it, but he's getting sent the messages and told that he has to. Because Timmy's not standing on his own 2 feet. He's not capable. Neither are the rest of them. You can see them all banding together now. I know I'm realised that some people maybe don't even know what I'm talking about here, but there's agency involvement, organised, and they're using psychological operations to try and affect people and to take this wherever they want it to go. So if you're aware of how big this is, then you should be aware of how important it is to those that want to maintain the power and the control. So they will have agency involvement in every aspect of it, on both sides of the fence, or the imaginary fence, right, that are causing that division. He knows that he can't hold himself in a discussion with the likes of me, so he has the link. He's more than welcome to sit there and chat, but he doesn't. I had a private conversation with him, gave him the benefit of the doubt. He acted like a complete and utter moron, said he was an honourable man, he wasn't going to use it. I recorded the whole thing anyway, so did he, and he used it because he's desperate for attention. So he knows that if he's had a conversation with me and he can somehow try and make me look a certain way, he'll put it in a video and put my name in the title, or the channel's name in the title, to try and draw people to it so that he can get attention. He's just a pathetic loser.
So I just cut in here. As we were sniped, I was getting a Hangout notification in audio only. So if it was somebody trying to link up with me, can they just send a message through? Either that, or we're going to attribute it to some other activity. But yeah, so sorry whoever that was. It was a genuine call in, but there was no way I could identify who it was.
West Coast Wisdom, not quite sure what I've missed. Didn't realise he'd restarted. Missed much? No, it was just one of the lick spittle who came in disguised as somebody genuine and sniped the Hangout, which means that they have taken control of my Hangout that I set up through my channel and start. He has a way in how he can take control of it, which I don't know and don't understand. And he can remove us all, and then he gets 5 minutes before it automatically shuts down, because it obviously knows that I've left the Hangout and been my channel that started it. It closes it down after I think 5 minutes. So he knows he's got 5 minutes of attention to spout his rhetorical pish about mountains and lines of sight, but wants to ignore the abundant element of water, wants to totally ignore it and claim that it does behave in ways that he fantasises about, but has zero practical example apart from sophistic fucking arguments. Sophism. Look at a drip. Look at meniscus in the top of a glass. Look at meniscus in a glass. Everything but the actual claim. He's a reality-denying, religious, fanatical nut job is what he is. Doesn't show his face, wants to participate in anonymity, and causes nothing but fucking problems. As I say, you know, attacking people's children and kids is just below the belt, but he is lower than a snake's belly, this wee chappie. That's the last of him. Fuck him. Stuart Mackenzie, you got them worried, Dale. As I say, Stuart, no, there's nothing to be worried about. It's a globe and it's self-evident to everybody, and it's abundant evidence, apparently. It's abundant, it's everywhere. The curve's blatantly obvious. Curvy water's blatantly obvious. There's absolutely no merit to what we are saying whatsoever. It's a few hundred crackpots, but the majority of the population are well educated and secure and know that it's a globe, but really there's a threat. Doesn't add up, does it? Again, these characters are too stupid to fucking see that, and to see that people are catching on to what's really happening now. And the more they behave like this, the better for us, to be honest with you. Night Angel Timmy didn't get love from his mummy. No, he was probably ditched at birth, I got a guess.
As Martin's made it in, dude. Hi, Mark.
How you doing, Martin?
Hi, Marshall. Hi, T. Hi, Adele. Sort of British Martin. Come to visit Beyond the Imaginary Curve. How are you, Adele, today?
All right, man. All right.
Me too. Thanks for inviting me on. So to speak. Have I got the floor for 1 or 2 minutes? I won't be staying for long.
I see what you've got to say, mate, of course.
Right. I did write you an email explaining that all of the circumstances is late. Yeah, I felt a bit. I suppose the only way I could explain it is jealous. I got it wrong. It was my mistake. It's ego. I've had a lot of time to think about this. We're all on the same side and for the same cause. Everything you say is exactly what I say. So I'm fighting my own subconscious here. We're on the same side. So what I found, my problem is I felt that I never had the support in the same way as Beyond the Imaginary Curve had. But that's my own fault because I'm not as consistent. I don't chuck the hangouts out. I've got personal problems. But when I will in the future, I hopefully I'll start doing getting out there and doing some more positive work like yourself. I wrote a letter to the local newspaper today, so fingers crossed, see how that goes. But I'm trying, Del, within my I was going to steer then.
It's all ego, Martin, and you know that, and I'm not going to beat about the bush. As far as support and all this kind of stuff, that you never get the support, Martin. You did get support for genuine people. I, for one, put my hand out to you way back, and you know this.
Oh,
right?
Yes, you did.
You were never interested. Nobody was supporting me. I just stood my ground, and everybody knows that. And I just stood in this platform and done what I done. And for me, a lot of the problems came with this, God's work, and you're somebody important, and you're doing this. But you could be somebody important. I says that to you before, but it's about representing the truth properly and not being about, gratifying yourself and your ego. I'm not here for that, and I'm not going to accept anybody else who's doing it. Because it's not about that.
I got lost. I did, Del. What it is, I got sort of glazed by the limelight. And back about a year ago, when I was on all these big shows with the likes of David Weiss and Patricia and all the rest, I sort of got stage struck by it and thought, from struggling all my life in Ely, or working all my life, suddenly I'm somebody, and it went to my head. It did. I thought I was actually somebody, but it was all false ego because really I'm one of you. I'm grassroots, and I ain't like them in a million years.
I said that to you. The guy that I seen at the start is somebody totally different to the man I seen sitting in front of me at that time. And I'm the same, Martin. I come from housing schemes in Scotland. I'm not somebody who's born with a silver spoon in my mouth and had privileges my whole life, So I know what it's like, and people who have not been the popular types in groups and social circles, and how the pitfalls of this could get them very easily. And I see that, and I've seen it with a lot of people, not just you. We're all subject.
I thought I made a mistake, and it is time to turn the clock back. I got my own little format here, Del, and it's just in quite a good position. I got my friends, but what I need is my British, not just British, but international, maybe allies, where we can all trust one another to the hilt. And I tend to have lost. I got my few trusted people trusting everything, Del, everything.
Well, the way that it comes is beside sticking to the objective, Martin. That's where I see bridges and where I build trust, when I see people who stick to the objective truths. And that's it. It's not about anybody having to be a certain way with their personality. You're entitled to be you, and you can express yourself in whatever way you see fit. If you're sticking to the objective truth, then fine. I'm on board with that, the same as everybody else. Do you know what I mean?
Thanks. But I have gone the wrong way, but there was room for error. There's no rule book with the FE Awakening and the way we conduct ourselves. Well, the way you've done it, it's been nothing but miraculous. It's a phenomenon. And if everyone took the same sort of, I noticed Matt Poland tried to do a bit of you yesterday, but not the same, Del. He hasn't got the impotence. He hasn't got the gift of the gab in the way you have. I know he's a comic. I've got a similar way. I'm a good salesman. I'm very persuasive, but I need to sort myself out in the summer. Maybe I can link up. Maybe I can meet you guys, and we'll meet together and get something proper together as a flat earth brothers. Because this is what I want more than anything, really. I don't want any division. I want us all together. We're all grassroots. We're all real people. And look what we're up against, Del. We got the common enemy, Isla.
Yep.
I got to ask one question, one more only. How did you feel about Eric's video yesterday as a repercussion to yourself?
I haven't even watched it, mate. I've not got any time to watch everybody's videos. That's the unfortunate thing. But I can gather from people's reactions what it's about. And to be honest with you, it's like I don't even want to be discussing anybody else's content, but it's the fact that people are trying to associate and trying to tag You know,
that's him. This is you.
That's it.
You're not the same person.
That's it.
You know, just because you interviewed the geezer, I interviewed Peaky Truth or Quasi. Does that mean I never spill a blood?
Hang on, Martin. I never interviewed anybody, and I never interview anybody. You know, I'm not an interviewer. I'm not in any position to be interviewing anybody. This platform is just for people to come on and express themselves and have a conversation. That's purely it. It's no, you know, I'm not here holding the cards and being Parkinson. You know, this week I have Eric Devine and I'm going to interview. That's the whole point, and that's what I gained for your message from today. It's like the fact that you would get irate at somebody like that is telling me that, you know, people are looking at this guy as a leader or, you know, some sort of, you know, leading figure, when it shouldn't be the case. No. You know, he's just a man, I'm just a man, you're just a man, you know, and he does what he does, and his platform and his journey's his, and that's it. He stands on his 2 feet and I stand on my 2 feet. So the whole point of me addressing it was just to quell this association that people try and bring, because they want to bring controversy around another character, and at the same time they want to attach me to that controversy, and I'm not accepting that.
And it will create all drama for them to be happy. And what's that doing in the meantime? Detracting from our real goal. I can see it clearly. But you rise above that. You can see it for its true context. Blanket, leave it over there where it should be, and we can focus on the goal at hand.
I can have a blanket now, but sometimes you have to address certain things, especially when you can see it being played. Do you know what I mean?
I've seen your comment stream. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Some people have got some odd notions, you know, when it comes to his fanatical following. You know, it's his way or the highway. It's quite unnerving. But we're a different thing, different breed.
That's it. And as I say, I'm always going to push that there's no following, no idolising. I'm only interested in people who are responsible and who represent the actual objective truths, you know, of any subject or situation. You know, that for me is what's important. You know? And as I say, it's about what shapes the earth for me. That's the question I'm involved in this for. That's what's important to me, and I'm going to stick to that and defend it to the end. You know?
And me. Same. 72% water on the plane, their planet, and it's always flat. AKA, it's flat. It's Occam's razor. It doesn't even take a genius to work it out that it's flat. It's just so simple. You know, it's beautiful. The way you've done that with your kid the other day, you know, they can see it because they're outside the indoctrination program fully, aren't they? You know, so they can see it as, you know, they can see it. It's been indoctrinated.
I'm not telling them anything. You know, I'm only asking him to perform a wee task. Yeah. And his natural common sense logic tells him that he knows that the liquid is going to be contained. You know, when he says it, why you use the name? Because they don't have a hole in them, right? So
I got a big tank like this up the back I've just picked up. It's an old water sort of header tank for an experiment for flat water. I got a few different ideas. Also I got rockets. I'm going to try that with zero vacuum. That's my couple of experiments for this month.
That's it. Each to their own, mate. It's not about people that emulate me. As I say, I don't want people idolising or trying to think that they have to emulate me. The whole point of my activism is to show people that people can be approached, that people in reality are no like the trolls that you meet online, and that there's nothing to fear by just getting out and being whatever you can be. That doesn't mean that people have to go out and interview people the way I interview them. Be who you are and plant the seeds in whatever way you can. And if you feel like document it. You know, I document it just because, you know, to show people, you know, there's what it's like, here's what it's like in reality, because it's such a taboo. And I understand that people are scared of that. And if you put your toes in the water for people and show them that the water's fine, then that's what it takes, you know?
Yeah. You said from the very beginning that you didn't want adoration and all this, and it was for the people. And, you know, for the 2 years or so you've been running now, you've not stuck to your guns. You have not gone one way or the other. You've stuck completely to your moral stance. I've tried to, but because of external influences sway me one way and that, sort of got lost in. But no more. Now I'm flat earth British. I can do my own thing. I got my own plans, my own. I'm working on different stuff, but not outside the books. Independent research based on natural science by sort of turned on to me by a guy I know up in Scotland, Del.
Cool.
But listen, Del, thanks for the chance of me explaining myself. Marshall, you got to understand me, brother. I was broken that week. I cracked up on you. I didn't mean it one bit. I swear to my God. I swear to God is my witness. You You know this, okay?
No, we're all cool, dude. We'll chat offline. Yeah.
All right. That's be beautiful thing. Okay,
Yeah.
that'll be beautiful thing. Anyway, all the guys in chat, God bless you. You know I love you all. Del, you are quite the man. Keep it going. Passion is going to save the day. You're saving humanity, brother. You're going to show them the way. Just do it. Keep it going. You're beautiful. You're a beautiful man.
Cheers, mate.
Okay. God bless you. Thanks for the chance.
No bother, man.
Okay. I'll see you on the scene. Yeah.
Take it easy, mate.
All right. God bless. Have a good day, eh?
Cheers, man.
All right. God bless.
Sorry, bear with me, people. 2 seconds here.
Well, I'll link out to Chris Jackson, dude.
Cool. Again, people, if this is somebody who comes in and snipes it, turn the volume down, don't give them attention. I'll set another hangout up. They'll only last for 5 minutes. I'm just going to read out a couple of these messages here. What the fuck, who is the Chris clown that's hacked your channel? And that's from Kelvin from Hoyk. Well, Kelvin, this is a renowned lick spittle. If you don't know what lick spittle is, look it up. And that'll answer your questions. As I say, that's not the first time. This is numerous times now. Although the platform's an open platform, these people were welcomed before to come in and have discussion. They come in with fanatical religious stance and ideas, repeated them, spoke over the top of people, were ignorant, abusive, obnoxious, so they get muted and told to leave or whatever. And yet I still open it for them to come in and show that, you know, what they're made of. And every time they do come in and try and show what they're made of, they just make themselves look like weak fucking idiots, because that's exactly what they are.
Again, I'm getting audio notification of somebody trying to dial me in on Hangouts. I've got nothing showing at my end. Now, if it's somebody from the chat box, can you let me know what's going on? Because there's obviously some technical issue going on here.
Who's this? Dale, I'm James Cassie Stirling. Please check out your Rhythmics video. Oh no, that was for Sunday. Have a look at King Robert's statue, the big flat circle in front of it with unfinished pyramid and Albert Pike's on top of it. Worth a look. Cheers for that, James. I'll check it out.
I'm getting dialed in and I can't see who it is, and nobody in chat is telling me that they're responsible. So I've got no idea. If it's somebody that is listening, just email me, all right, so I know what's going on.
What's happening here? Is it Jovian maybe? Is that who that is? I think it was in a previous hangout. I can see it coming up on mine's, Marshall. Is it Lee? Is it
no, that was Jovian. That's a separate issue to the one I've got. I could see that, Jovian. If you want the link, dude, can you mail through?
Have we got any links out?
Yeah, we got a link. We got a link out to Chris, who's saying that he's only got audio. Well, that's cool, mate. Dive in.
Let me have a wee look here. I'll go to the chat just now while I'm waiting and then to come in. If you're looking for a link to come in, it's nocurve@gmx.com. If you want to phone or text, the number is 0739 365 4544. So, how's everybody doing in chat? I forget what I was talking about before the thing was sniped. I was away in one. It took me about 5 minutes to realise I'd been sniped. So where are we? Mike Low, Eric Device says you're fake news. John Smith, how you doing, John? Aaron Fabalinia, Soli Vigant, they're watching you. Demet Mock, someone trying to hack. Lewis Grindle, the end is coming. Joe S, how you doing? Zero Curve, greetings from Uruguay, how are you? San Ingen, life shouldn't be hectic, but our control system is structured that way. Yeah. For me, we should know what we are and why we're here and where we are. I never understood that as a child as well, why there was so much confusion, why we didn't have any idea about what life was and how we got here. It just, that in itself is kind of traumatising as a kid, you know? To know that it's just all a big mystery and there's all this fear porn going on. Danny Forestwater, Lewis Grindle, Vortex Puppy Gaff, how you doing? Insist that only then is it a natural fact. Until then, we're on the fucking level. Exactly. We don't have time for the Ball Earth Society. Space Cowboy UK. Switcher Elf, how you doing? Rock Vibrations. Skyfly Bry. Antonio Subarat's once in, he is okay. Well, the links are there if anybody's requesting them. Mike Glob, Flat Earth Truth. Vigo Stockholm. Is Earth flat in Uruguay too? I think it's just all these wee sequences of flat bits wherever everybody is. And then the curves kind of not really there. So it's imaginary. But it is there. You just don't experience it or ever witness it anywhere. Right? Solvay Gant, they're watching your every move. I don't doubt it. Harry Growler, can't be that faggot again. He had fuck all to say the first time. It certainly was that faggot. Am I way up the chat here?
I've done the mail back from Chris. He's having to change his browser because Firefox isn't working. So he'll be there in a minute. Paul Millward saying that we got a voicemail somewhere. Paul, can you say where you sent it to, please?
The voicemail?
And Antonio's, your link's out to.
There's a voicemail on the phone thing, but I don't have any credit, so I can't access the phone number. I don't put credit in this, because it's not my personal phone. Hi Dale, have you seen the Sun Simulator built by the Germans? Very bizarre. No, I have not. I've not even heard about that, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if anybody else has. Fuck, I'm going to make myself a smoke while I'm waiting.
Well, Antonio's made it in. Hi, Ant.
Hey guys, how you doing?
How you doing, Antonio?
Oh, good. Sorry to say that you got sniped. I suggest, like you said, if everybody mutes themselves, better still, like Night Angel suggested, if everybody just closes the chat, he'll be watching. If he sees 0 views within like 10 seconds, his morale is going to plummet, okay? Yeah. Even though the guy's got some really good resolve in terms of pulling himself back up, because he tried sniping mine a while ago. He was counter-sniped by Chris Truthseeker and Vincent P, and he took that as a glory because I decided to close it down to restart a new one. I prefer to have two-hour hangouts than a 4-hour one sometimes, especially when you want a break in between to get some food or whatever. So the guy's got good resolve in terms of boosting himself back up, but the guy is broken. That dude is broken, okay? Yeah. You're talking about actually achieving change. And the guy comes in and he's all about, no, let's everything be the way that it's been up to now, because that's basically what he's doing. He wants everything to remain the way we've had it up to now, which is living under an illusion, under a spell.
Yeah.
And it's bullshit.
Of course it is.
Have you seen the ISS footage that came out just recently? A guy called Martin Terra put it up on his page. There's 2 guys. One of them passes a cap. It just floats it in the air. The other guy grabs the cap. And whilst the other guy's talking, the one that's just grabbed the cap, he lets go of the mic and he does this gesture with his hand towards the other dude, okay? The other dude's not paying attention and he does this, okay? He does this with his hand without anything in his hand, then puts it over to the wall. And then you see him going, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's like We've been saying that it's tricks, camera tricks, all various different types of tricks, and now we're seeing that it genuinely is different kinds of camera tricks.
It's the same with the same as the one not that long ago, where the guy does a somersault and the guy grabs the wire.
Yeah. Yes. The harness. Yeah.
His body actually gets pulled as he grabs it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a whole bunch of crap. But dude, what you did going into the BBC, and people have been writing to newspapers and various different things. I think a topic, going mainstream, I don't think it's going to happen just yet, simply because I think they haven't got their ducks in a row, Yeah. When they have, then I think they might start. But it's been mainstream in Russia already.
Cool.
Now, we think Russia has this big Soviet-style censorship going on, which they do regarding stuff like gender-bending agenda, and homosexuality and various different things that are being pushed. That's not allowed according to them. But stuff like the flat earth or scientific discoveries is mainstream in Russia, and it's also mainstream in China. It's taught and discussed in universities. We just don't hear that.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, going into I've spoken with a couple of DJs who said, dude, this would be big, this would be huge, but they don't get the go ahead from the editors, the hires up, But if you've gone in, you've spoken to the BBC people, now that will be there. It will be written down that they received a call,
Yeah, it's documented, it's taking it to them. That's the whole point. If you sit and write an email, they can just ignore them, and then you don't know if anybody did read it or if they didn't read it or where went. But if you actually go physically, then as I say, it's just a testament to show people, look, it's not like they're going to be standing there with armed guards waiting to fucking shoot you.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised at the hospitality and the manners and the respect I received when I walked into the BBC, in comparison to the other place, which was a lesser place, apparently, So it was an experience. But as I say, that the main point is just to show people, look, you can approach it, take it to these people. They're not going to come chatting our door. If we keep making enough noise, approach them civilly, respectfully, mannered, polite, and keep it to that and be persistent. Eventually they're going to have to face up to it, especially when they're looking. And I know when I was leaving the cards, they'll look and they'll say, 6,000 subscribers might not be a lot in comparison to the BBC, but they know that it's enough to be growing and to make an impact, and for enough people to have a voice. So,
and not only that, but 6,000 subscribers. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. I'm sure you are. If a constituent writes a letter to their MP, okay, that letter it counts as the opinion of 1,300 people. This is just, they have some kind of algorithm there where they've determined. 13,000 people. So if you write one letter about fluoride to the government, okay, it counts as the opinion of 13,000 people who share the same opinion but couldn't be bothered writing the letter, okay?
Right.
So the 6,000 people that are registered as following your channel, YouTube will know this actually counts as, we don't know how many who watch,
Probable statistics in it. It's, well, if there's 6,000, we can, assume based on that, and come up with a probable figure. That's probably what you're saying, huh?
Yeah, and also there's something else that we have to. I dip my cap to you, because you're forgetting to point something out to people. It's also courage. Okay, lots of people would think, I'd love to do this, and they will invent what would happen. They will think, I'll go in and security will escort me out. So they don't have the courage. Even they might think that they don't have the courage to go, well, I'm going to test. I'm going to see. They're not going to shoot me around the back of the building. So I'm going to go and see and have the balls to go in there like you did and see that security didn't escort you out, So it's the courage to actually go through with have the courage of your conviction. If you're absolutely convinced that this place is flat, which it fucking is, then don't be shy. Don't think things are going to happen if you do it. Do it and see what happens.
That's it. You need to be convicted to, convict to what you know. Even saying it's flat, if you're convinced and you know that it's certainly know what they told you, that's good enough.
Yeah, like the guy, when you've taken the alien on that pier or that promenade, and there's people stopping and you're talking to them. That's it takes guts to do that. So many people will think, I'm not that kind of street performer. I'm not so comfortable. It's like, no, it's not a case of being an attention whore. It's a case of just quietly. Actually, you're not bringing attention to yourself. You're bringing attention to the horizon. You're bringing attention to the flatness.
That's the objective stuff. That's why it's so easy for me, because I go without a notion or a plan of what I'm going to say or how it's going to be. I just know the objective truths. I know how to articulate it, so I take my prop, and I know that that's going to, be the buffer between me and the people with the information, and then you can engage them. And it's because it's about objective stuff, and you're not focused on how you look or how you're going to come across, or it's not about maybe you do need to be secure with yourself. I think people get some insecurities that maybe play a problem. And as you say, people will look for excuses and play out scenarios to justify why they're not going to do it and stuff like that. But that's if you can work through that, then realise that it's about objective truth. It makes it much easier when you're engaging with people.
It is, and the problems that people might have, that like the confidence problems or the their internal problems that they might have. If you stop and you think about the world that we've grown up in, which turns out was being hidden from us all the time, because it's been flat all the time. It's not been a twist on the simulation theory, which has now made it flat. It's been flat all along. And all those hang-ups that you might have, that any of us might have, they all come from other people. And those other people are still on this spinning globe. This opinion, there's giving your opinion on somebody else's appearance, or giving your opinion on somebody else and their point of view. I absolutely I don't have any respect whatsoever for the guy that snipes this, okay? But there's no point me really giving my opinion, because it's simply just my opinion, and there's no weight to it. It's the actions that people engage in that gives that's worthwhile. So this is why doing actions, whether it's making videos or going on Hangouts or going out into the street or talking to your friends or posting in your Facebook, these are actions, and you can show your quality through your actions.
That's it. And just be you, you know, and you know who you are, and just be in your means what's comfortable for you. That's it, you know.
That's it. And, you know, I'm going to repeat it. If you have hang-up, okay, about how you look, how you speak, how you, whatever it is, like that might be your appearance, and then you have internal hang-ups, like how you might not be as assertive as you could be, or that you're too boisterous, whatever your hang-ups are, take some time and peacefully think about those hang-ups, find where they come from. Usually they come from your childhood or your adolescence, that's the first years of teenage. Lots of your hang-ups come from that. And see that lots of them came from people who were mixed up in the first place. They were just mixed up just as you were. And lots of these hang-ups will have come from people who didn't even intend them to cause you a hang-up for the rest of your life. So you have to learn to see this and then say to yourself, look, I'm going to behave as if I don't have those hang-ups, and I'm going to see how the world reflects this. And very quickly, you see that the world reflects an experience that has those hang-ups missing. That's how you get over hang-ups, you know, like arachnophobia or whatever it is. That's how you check to see how the world would behave if you didn't have those hang-ups. You check, you see that it behaves in a different way. The spider doesn't eat you, you know, you don't fall down the elevator shaft. So it's just a case of testing it. And when you do this, give yourself a little pat on the back. Don't go around patting yourself on the back all the time, because then you might develop a counter problem, you know. Just exhale calmly and, you know, move on to the next thing. But congratulate yourself and count yourself lucky that you see that the earth is flat, because the majority of the people out there don't see it yet.
Oh, yeah. They will. Chris,
Chris has made it in.
Yeah, how you doing, Chris?
Oh, hi, Dale. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Chris.
Nice to get on.
Yeah, I was waiting for a link for a while. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks. Just a bit about my background. I've been in electronics and electrical maintenance for 30 odd years, and well, I was never one to follow any fad, you know, with in the 70s. There was Grease, Saturday Night, all the other fads. And I always tend to shy away from it. Never really interested. It's sort of in my own world. So I just got on with my life, got some qualifications, same as everyone else, really. Got married, had children. And I was always into the space planet. Remember a program called Space 1999? Not sure if anybody...
I remember that one. Yeah. It used to freak me out. I don't know why. I was really young, and there was something about it that freaked me out. But I did used to fantasize about having little handheld things that you could communicate with other people with, you know, which we do now.
Yeah, I think the whole basis of that program, the actual moon left the Earth, went off into space. And I could never really understand how the whole moon stayed lit, even when they were in deep space. Just a thing I used to say, and just say to my friends about it. It's only a TV program. But yeah. But stuff like that. But I was always into the space. Sorry.
No, you go, mate. Sorry, you go.
Can I just... sorry to interrupt you. Can I ask you guys on running the channel, can you turn his mic up? Because he's coming across pretty kind of faint.
I thought that was at that end. How do you control room?
In the control room, you've got the mics will come up.
Chris, can I try that, mate?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you speak again?
Testing.
That bit better. That's it, right up to maximum.
That's a little bit better. But if you could do anything your end, Chris, turn your mic up, maybe bring it a little closer to your mouth, or if you have some volume control.
Yeah, I thought I had. I've got it on a headset.
Now it's better.
That's better.
Okay. All right. So just getting back to the space thing, I loved everything about it. You know, the universe and the concept of the Big Bang, and obviously UFOs. I was right into it, and I really believed there was things being hidden. You know, as the internet developed, there was so much more to look at, view, and try and work out what was fake and what was real, who the genuine people were. And I used to pick things out and say, don't know about that, you know, and these people on there that are just trying to make a name for themselves. So I was trying to sort the wheat from the chaff, you know, and every now and then get a little gem, and you'd cling on to that, and you'd tell people about it, and I saw this. And before long, I realised I'd gone around a full circle without anything really happened. And about 10 years had gone by. And I kept seeing these flat earth videos come up, and I used to think, oh, nonsense. And I was on a flight, and something just sparked into my head. And I started to look out the window, and it was a clearest day, flying back from Italy. And I could see the whole South Kent, you know, the channel. And there's no way I could see any curvature. And I thought, I looked at the horizon. I couldn't see any curvature, and I thought, such a clear day, I would have seen something.
Yeah.
But then I just carried on with my life as usual, and again looking at videos, and I thought, I'm going to click on that flat Earth video, see what they're on about, and the rest is history.
Usually.
And there was a guy in America. He's gone off YouTube now, Brian Mullins, and he used to do these videos where he mathematically, used basic maths to prove certain things, and he used to present it in a really disappointing way, as if he was upset about what he was proving, proving about the flat Earth and everything. But he's gone. He had some great stuff.
He's only gone for a short while, Chris. He's
he?
Involved, yeah. He's involved with setting up that huge conference they're going to have over in North Carolina. So he's one of the guys who's organising that. So between him and another flat earther called Robbie, I forget his channel name, they've had to pay between the two of them the money. If you're booking a conference, they don't give it to you for free. You have to book it, pay for it, then advertise it, then sell the tickets and all of that. So he's been engaged with that. He's also working, and he's newly married. And I think the combination of all of that. Sorry, say again.
Contact with him then, Antonio.
Yeah, I've not spoken to him for a while, but he's fine. He's fine. But what it is,
good.
a combination of all of this. This is what I think, because he's not said this to me. Okay, I think the last time I communicated with him, he expressed being a little overwhelmed. Okay, so considering that he's so very well respected because he's a structural engineer, so he knows what he's talking about lack of curvature and how to determine this. So I think the guy just needed a bit of time out. If he has his channel open, it means you're getting countless notifications, comments, and everything on your video, and you feel like you're being ignorant, not responding to them. Because sometimes if somebody is waiting for you to approve a comment, even though you set your channel to approve all comments, okay, you'll have notifications, and you'll find that for whatever reason, YouTube has allocated some of these comments for you to approve. There's no link to them. There's nothing abusive, nothing like, just for some reason, you have to approve them. So if your channel is up with videos, you'll have seen this yourself, Del. You receive all kinds of comments, and some of them are waiting for you to respond. Okay. So I think he thought, dude, look, if I just pull all my videos, it's not pull the channel, it's just pull the videos, I won't get any comments. I can set that down for the time being, and focus on his wife. I mean, the dude only got married last year. So, I think he deserves a break, and that's what he's doing. He's having a break. I'm sure he'll be back with more details. But we shouldn't take the fact that he's taken his videos off as a sign that he's no longer a flat earther, or that he's had some kind of breakdown or anything like that. It's as simple as he wants a break, and he's doing it in the way that would give him the most break. There won't be hundreds of people waiting for a response from him or to allow their comment through.
Oh, I see. So at least it wasn't taken down. It was
no. Yeah. There's also a German guy who's been making response videos to his videos, and I watched a couple of them, and this is a mathematician. So there's a mathematician arguing with a structural engineer. So the structural engineer understands mathematics. Okay, the mathematician doesn't quite understand structural engineering because there are all kinds of factors that go into that the mathematics does not have to deal with. Okay, so this is a situation. You have a German making counter videos to Brian Mullins videos, and he's doing things like saying, this part of Brian's video, we can ignore this. He's literally saying, this is not important, we can eliminate this. Say, dude, the whole thing rests on that thing that you can't deal with, so you have simply eliminated by saying the thing that we should be paying attention to is this mathematical quirk. It's like, no, you've missed the point. There's a video where Brian Mullin is discussing a plane flying from the north to the equator and the angular rotation of the Earth under the plane, or how is the plane moving, and how's the plane moving when it goes back. These things. So he's talking about curvature and a spinning globe, and the mathematician removes it and behaves as if it's a non-spinning globe and a non-curving world. That's it. That's what they do.
But I like what I really like about Del's channel is you talk about, remember a minute chat, I can see you, is that you look at your own observations. Forget about mathematics. You can bamboozle. I studied telecommunications, and I haven't used it since leaving college. I couldn't string a calculus expression together now, what have you. But I read something on the internet I just typed in a simple question: why does the air stick to the globe? All right, and I got onto some message board, and some guy was talking about the gases bombarding each other and flying up. A certain amount dissipated into space, but he said the higher it up it got, gravity pulled it back. So I thought, well, if gravity of the Earth is pulling all this moisture back down, then how is the gravity of the moon pulling the oceans? So to me, it argued against the fact that if the gravitational pull of the moon is so great, it's pulling oceans, causing the tide, why doesn't it just pull the atmosphere out as well?
Well, this is part of the trickery that they taught us when they taught us the globe. So, of course, they have to talk about the tides. 2/3 of the globe is water, and so on and so forth. And the moon pulls the water, and this is tides. And they just simply don't acknowledge the fact that many places have 2 tides per day.
Yeah.
And at the same time as there's 1 tide on the side of the Earth that's facing the moon for a period, the side of the Earth that's facing away from the moon has also got a tide. They haven't got a counter tide. It's not the tide's going out there and it's coming in here. It's just their model doesn't work. So they'll discuss elements that appear to possibly work. But if you look at it on the whole, you see, no, this does not work. If the moon is pulling the water here, then what the hell's pulling the water over there? And it's as simple as this. And like Del was saying about the barrier, what's the barrier between the gas and the non-gas? What's that? I used to refer to it as the boundary conditions because, what are the boundary conditions? There has to be a boundary. So what are they?
You just break down the claim in its individual parts, and you have to have practical examples for each of these things. They can just claim it all they like, but then they can't show it or show it in any practical sense, recreate it in any way. It's just not scientific. It's a religion grasping at the world and making up stories about it.
And it's just thinking about it calmly. If you can have a discussion calmly with a globelink, okay, you'll very quickly see that they start becoming exasperated, no matter how good their humor is, because when you bring up the fact that gravity has a stronger pull the closer to the center of gravity. So with the Earth, you've got the center of the Earth, much more stronger pull than the surface of the Earth. Then you have the atmosphere, weaker and weaker and weaker pull, in which case the gases on the outermost reaches of that atmosphere have the weakest, are being kept there by the weakest of Earth's pull on gases. It's logically speaking, those gases are being held there by such fragile atmosphere that the counter pressure of the space would have a much stronger pull. So it's absurd, is what it is. It is literally absurd. So when the geophysicists post this question, their answer can't be, yeah, actually, that's absurd. Their answer is, well, we're still looking into this. Obviously, it's not floating off, so there must be something that's keeping it there. It's like, yes, there is something keeping it there, but it's not keeping it there versus a vacuum of space. No. That part of it is your illusion.
Of course it is, because they can't bring it into natural science and show it in any practical sense. Everyday practical reality tells you the opposite.
So there was another point I was looking at again before I got too involved. Again, coming from electronics and electrical side, with the ISS. Again, I looked at videos from that, and I saw what people had put up about blue screen. And the sort of question I asked was, if this thing's up there spinning at 17,000 miles an hour, how do they ground the thing out?
You're not allowed to ask that. You can't ask how does it ground, and you can't ask how does it dissipate its heat.
But any moving body, whether it's through a gas or limited gas surround, it only has to move a fraction or a certain amount of time before any surface will become charged. Me just waving my arm, sitting in my chair here, is creating static. You can't stop it. You can take measures to control it, get rid of it. So I asked somebody this, they said, I don't know. Now, again, I looked at NASA and they came up with something which was called the plasma contact unit. I'm not going to go into too much details. It's not really that interesting. But what it's supposed to do is it neutralizes the charge on the space station with a plasma plume. And they use this on EVAs or when something comes dot. Now, if something comes dot, like the replenish, resupply, that has to be charged as well. So any 2 points that have a different charge level or difference of potential is going to cause a discharge, which is, something you don't want. And So these plasma control units, PCUs as they call, there's two of, that they switch them on from time to time, depending on what they deem is required. And I think they gave some sort of explanation and mathematics regarding plasma flumes and the ionosphere. But as soon as you switch that off, you're going to create or have created, simply by moving through the ionosphere, another charge at any given time.
So when something touches it, would it discharge like a capacitor?
The simplest way to put it is walk across a carpet and stick your finger on somebody's cheek. You get a crack. Yeah, that's what it is. You discharge them. It's not necessarily high current. It's the voltage, like tasers.
So but what I mean by capacitor, maybe that's not the correct terminology. I mean, not in a slow trickle feed, not a gentle transfer of the static charge, but it would actually arc, or,
Yes.
it would create a bolt of charge. Yeah.
So no, capacitor is fine. So you could picture the ISS as, again, this probably depends on the size. You have a bigger charge on the ISS, the support module coming up, smaller. So its charge, of its surface area is going to be less. So you get the two together, that space gets closer and closer, bang.
Yeah. And even if there has some magical suspension unit that doesn't create this arcing between the two when they're docking, the guys coming from the one that's just gone up there versus the people who have somehow become acclimatized to living with this extra charge, the minute they shook hands, one of them would just pop.
From within inside the space station, I would say it's like a Faraday cage, like an aeroplane. Yeah. So they wouldn't necessarily be charged up. But again, from within the environment of the support module, they are, again, in a Faraday cage, but they may still have charge on them. So yeah.
So this is another. Have you made a video about this?
No, I should do, really. Again, continuing on, if I may, just historically as well, going back, I looked at the Apollo missions, what they had for that. I found nothing. So apart from them putting a metal gauze in their bench and the cabinets to ground them out.
That's great points. So, I get back to the whole thing again. It doesn't even get past the first base for me. A vacuum next to a positive pressure system, and they're piercing through that into this vacuum of space. That for me, I don't even need to investigate even any further into them being liars based on that one claim. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes people need, other avenues and some more information and blah, blah, blah. For me personally, it gets to that point and I go, well, I know they're lying. So it's just a matter of people figuring out exactly how they're achieving it. That people talk about, what's going on with the ISS and how can this be possible and that can possible. But I'm always bringing it back to the first base and saying, well, listen to that claim, the positive pressure system in the vacuum. Is that reality? Do we experience that? Is that in practical reality? Can we recreate that? No. So is it reality then? No. Right. So we know that they're not up there doing what they say they're doing. You know what I mean?
And it's as simple as going back to the very beginning. Positive pressure.
Yeah.
So you must have something
to contain it.
Yeah, you must have something where you're going to increase the pressure. So if you have a balloon, it expands. Okay, it's still pulling down towards its center, so you have that pop when you burst it. Okay, but you must have something in which you're going to increase the pressure. Now, if you have the nothingness of space and you're going to increase the pressure, all you're going to do is increase the conditions in space. You're going to give it extra oxygen, hydrogen, sodium, all of those things. You have to have a barrier in which you're increasing the pressure. It's just that simple. It's as simple as that. It can't be done otherwise. That's it.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see what's the physics chap? Is it Gavin?
Gav.
Is it Gav, your mate?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see what his thoughts are on the grounding. Physics chap.
I'll send them a link.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff on the PCU units, but I just couldn't grasp is actually the actual control of it. I know how it works. I know what they gave some graph and whatever, but it seemed a lot of effort without any definitive conclusion of how it worked.
Well, we've got the whole space thing really is a red herring. We can look into it, look at all the excuses, look at all the ad hoc add-ons to it, which they do continuously. The minute somebody brings an objection, they just sit and look at a way of getting out of that objection, which is a stopgap explanation. So when people have have gone and looked at this with measuring tapes, like the guy who went into Houston, where they have the NASA center, and they've got the lander from Apollo 11, the thing that we've all seen took off like this. They've got the whole of that lander, including the base that never left the moon. They've got it there. Okay. Now, people will say, well, obviously that base is a replica base, but they've got the original unit, according to them. It's the original thing. Well, a guy, an engineer, went there, had a good look at it, looked at all the specs, said, dude, there's not enough room in here for 2 astronauts to bend over to open the door. They don't have room. There's no space in there. So it was done as drawings, technical drawings. Here's an astronaut stood up with the respiratory unit all in his full suit. The door opens in. What are they going to do? Where are they going to go when they're opening the door in? How are they going to bend down when there's not enough room for them to bend down? And we're talking like, picture yourselves in an astronaut suit in a phone box. Yeah, you're not going to bend down in a phone box. You can't bend down. So now picture this phone box only has a small door at the bottom of it. How the hell are you going to get out? So, but it's all just stopgap, and it is red herrings. I mean, it's interesting to look into because you can see it's a whole bunch of nonsense, but it's red herrings because I've got you looking at all these things and keeping up with the new explanations, but it's gibberish. But all of that, you know, it's like talking about Gandalf's thread on his coat. It's gibberish. You're never going to be able to determine what the thread count was on his freaking tunic because it's not real.
I mean,
guys,
just the last thing, if I may, Del.
Cool.
If they're up there in the space station, I mean, this is everyone knows the answer to this. Why don't they just do a pan of the Earth? Because it would be so easy to do. Now they know this FE stuff's kicking off. Why don't they just kill us all off and give us the shot? Like I said, we all know the answer.
It doesn't matter. I don't care what they offer. You know, video and images from a private or any institution is no good enough, especially when reality and tested and observed reality is contradicting it. So I would discourage people from looking at these clowns to prove anything to us. You know, they've proved to me that they're just liars, and I'm not going to accept anything they're going to offer me. It's too late for them, as far as I'm concerned.
And they're good at lying too. They're incredibly good at it.
Yeah, I would be for that money. But
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me on, Del.
No problems. Thanks for coming, mate.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for coming on and sharing. Hope you make a video, man. If you do, let us know, and I'll let everybody know it's there.
I have done one video. It's of the Eddystone Lighthouse off Plymouth.
Cool.
It's up on my channel. There's only one. Take a look if you want.
Nice one.
Okay.
Thanks very much, mate. Thanks for coming.
Cheers.
Cool. Cheers. Same yourself, Antonio. I'm going to clear the floor and see if there's any other links there or answers and stuff, man. But thanks for coming on, mate.
Yeah, totally. And to anybody listening, Chris just said he's only got one video. That's how it starts. It all starts with one video. So, Del, thank you very much, man. I'll listen from outside. Cheers.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Cheers, mate.
It's a link out to Denver Mason, and I'll go find out. Chris didn't give us the name of his channel. I'll go see if I can search it out.
Get some messages here. We can read the time we're on, 10 o'clock. See, half an hour. So, some messages here on the phone. Hi, Dale. Thanks for facilitating this. I have experience in building. No matter the undulations of land, we build on a level, but level is always the same in any location. If there was this curve, then gravity would be curving what is level, and everything would be out of square in no time. It's just another way of stating that we observe on bridges and buildings, but it's clear to see that my spirit level is not 8 inches different relative to me over a mile. It is impossible. Also did 30 skydives, and yeah, it's flat, but my pictures are curved. Using the GoPro with the fisheye. Hey Dale, my YouTube account name Brad Lee, Brad BRADLEY. Haven't been about lately due to moving house. Anyway, just carry on, man. I know you don't want to express about maybe being at the helm, but you're inspiring and can't thank you enough for that. Looking to deliver leaflets and plant sticky labels all over my town. Just getting the designs done. Can't trust my local print company to actually do a job regarding this. I'll send you the vid once done. Peace, Bradley. Thanks very much, Bradley. Nice one. I look forward to it. Good stuff, Dale. You're doing a great job. Grind them up and smoke them. Lol, Cameron Mitchell. Thanks very much, Cameron. Hi, it's Danny from Sheffield, who is on holiday in Florida. I can confirm 100% from a plane there is zero curve from all altitudes. Also, may I add, the programming is so strong over here. Even the first channel in my hotel room is the NASA channel, and every advertisement on the plane on the way here, and almost every billboard is advertising Kennedy Space Station and NASA. Thanks very much, Danny. There you go. So, Sorry, Marshall, you can say something.
I was going to say, Chris, if you're still listening, dude, can you mail us your channel, because I'm having trouble selecting it out of the number that are named Chris Jackson. Further to that, I don't know if you heard what he said, because I've observed this myself. The Eddystone Lighthouse is about 14 miles off the coast, and according to the curve calculator, the top of it should be level with the horizon. You shouldn't be able to see it at all. But yet, on a good day with the naked eye, you can see it clearly in its entirety.
Yeah, over flat level water, just as it always is. So I'm going to just wait a couple of minutes, and if I don't get any show, I'm going to wrap it up and save it for Saturday. It was just really to address that point. That's about it. What's happening in the chat here? Right. Yeah, I'll go there. The first 2 tickets for next year's flight have already been sold. Rubber lettuce, John Worms. Thanks, Antonio. Thanks to everybody who's came on tonight. See, it was just to point out this nonsense about association and the drama that goes with it. See, I'm not against anybody. Nah, I'm going to wrap it up. Marshall, I don't know if many people you sent a link to.
Well, none that I've shown, dude. So, I mean, they're welcome to come back on Saturday. Yeah?
Nice one. We're back Saturday, the usual, 7:30. So thanks to everybody for coming, and then switching back over once the snipe happened. Appreciate it, people. Partner them and don't let them get to you. Thanks, Marshall. Thanks, Joe and Magumba. Everybody else in chat. Everybody watching. Peace on Saturday. Peace.